Just when it felt like Yellowstone had finally gone quiet, Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler stepped back into the spotlight and proved one thing very clearly. The storm may have passed, but peace was never meant to last. The first look at the Beth and Rip spin-off doesn't just tease a continuation, it delivers a warning. Yellowstone isn't over. It's evolving. And the calm we're seeing right now is only the most dangerous part of the story. The trailer for the Beth and Rip Yellowstone spin-off feels deceptively peaceful, and that's exactly why it works so well. At first glance, it shows everything these two fought for across 5 brutal seasons: a ranch of their own, open land, a sense of control that always felt impossible back in Montana. Beth and Rip finally standing side by side without John Dutton looming over every decision. But if you've watched Yellowstone long enough, you know silence in this universe is never comfort. It's a warning sign. The trailer leans into that idea by slowing things down, letting moments breathe, and allowing us to see Beth and Rip not as survivors anymore, but as builders. And that shift alone changes everything. Beth Dutton is no longer just reacting to threats. She's planning. She's observing. She's measuring the people around her the same way she once measured corporate enemies in boardrooms and predators on the ranch. Rip, on the other hand, carries a different weight now. He's not just the enforcer or the loyal soldier. He's a landowner, a protector of something that can be taken away. The trailer makes it clear that both of them understand what this peace cost, and that understanding makes them more dangerous than ever. They didn't stumble into this life. They bled for it. What makes the trailer feel perfect is how it mirrors real life after survival. There's no victory lap, no celebration that lasts longer than a breath. Instead, there's tension hiding in normal moments. A look that lasts a second too long, a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes, the sense that people are watching them, whispering about where they came from and why they showed up so suddenly with land, money, and power. Beth and Rip didn't escape the Yellowstone War. They brought its consequences with them. The calm after the storm is supposed to be healing, but for Beth and Rip it's unsettling. They're finally standing still long enough to realize that enemies don't always arrive with guns or threats. Sometimes they arrive with handshakes, expensive clothes, and questions that dig a little too deep. The trailer hints that Texas isn't just a new setting, it's a new battlefield. Different rules, different power players. And unlike Montana, these people don't underestimate Beth Dutton, they study her. And that's where the unease really settles in. Because Beth thrives in chaos, but peace forces her to confront something else entirely: the future. A future with Rip, a future with Carter, a future that can be destroyed if the wrong person connects the wrong dots about their past. The trailer doesn't need explosions or violence to build suspense. It relies on what Yellowstone has always done best: the feeling that something terrible is coming, and the people who deserve peace are the least likely to get it. This spin-off isn't asking whether Beth and Rip can survive anymore. It's asking a far more dangerous question. What happens when two people who survived hell finally have something to lose? What the trailer quietly makes clear is that Texas is not a fresh start. It's a test. Beth and Rip didn't arrive here empty-handed, and they definitely didn't arrive unnoticed. Power recognizes power, and the moment they step onto this land, they become part of a much bigger game. The ranch may be new, but the rules are familiar. Money talks, influence spreads, and the people who already control this world don't appreciate outsiders who arrive fully formed, confident, and unwilling to bend. Beth understands this immediately. You can see it in the way she carries herself, calm on the surface, calculating underneath. She's no longer fighting for her father's legacy, but she is protecting something just as sacred. This ranch is proof that everything she endured meant something, and Beth Dutton has never been gentle with people who try to take what's hers. The trailer suggests that instead of explosive confrontations, the threats this time will come wrapped in charm and courtesy: business deals, social events, polite conversations that feel more like interrogations, and Beth is fluent in that language. Rip, however, is adjusting in a different way. He's always known who he was and where he stood when John Dutton was alive. His loyalty defined him. Now that loyalty has a new direction. He's not just guarding land, he's guarding a future that includes a child watching his every move. Carter isn't just part of the story, he's the reason the stakes feel heavier. Rip knows that every decision he makes is shaping the man Carter will become, and that pressure shows. Strength alone won't be enough anymore. Restraint becomes the real challenge. The trailer subtly hints that their past isn't buried as deep as they think. People in Texas ask questions differently. They don't rush. They wait. Someone notices the way Beth reacts to certain names. Someone wonders how Rip learned to command respect without explanation. And slowly, the mystery of their arrival becomes more interesting than the land itself. In Yellowstone, violence often came fast. Here, it simmers. And that slow burn is far more dangerous. What makes this chapter feel inevitable is that Beth and Rip can't help being exactly who they are. They don't know how to blend in. They don't know how to pretend to be smaller. Their reputation, even without context, precedes them. And while they may try to build something quiet, the world around them keeps pushing, testing boundaries, daring them to react. The trailer makes it clear that someone will eventually push too far. This is where the calm truly starts to crack. Because Beth Dutton has never walked away from a threat, and Rip Wheeler has never allowed one to stand. The difference now is that retaliation comes with consequences that reach beyond them. Every move risks exposing truths that were meant to stay in Montana. And the more Beth and Rip try to protect what they've built, the more attention they draw to themselves. Texas may look wide open, but the walls are already closed as the trailer unfolds. One truth becomes impossible to ignore. Beth and Rip didn't outrun their past, they simply delayed it. The calm they're standing in now is fragile because it's built on secrets, and secrets have a way of attracting the wrong kind of attention. This isn't just about rival ranchers or power-hungry elites trying to flex control. It's about history, about choices made when survival mattered more than consequences. And those choices are quietly waiting to resurface. Beth carries that weight more openly than Rip. She's always known that her past would eventually catch up with her, and the trailer suggests she's already preparing for that moment. There's a guardedness to her now, a sense that she's constantly calculating who knows what and how close they are to the truth. Beth has never been afraid of confrontation, but exposure is a different kind of threat. Exposure doesn't just hurt her. It threatens Rip. It threatens Carter. And for the first time, Beth isn't just fighting for herself. Rip's struggle is quieter, but just as intense. He's spent his entire life being the man who handles problems so others don't have to. But here, the problems aren't physical. They're legal, social, political. And those aren't battles Rip can solve with force. The trailer hints at his frustration, the tension of a man who knows danger is coming, but can't see where it will strike. That uncertainty eats at him, because Rip Wheeler has always been at his best when the enemy is clear. What truly raises the stakes is the implication that someone starts connecting the dots. A question asked too casually, a background checked a little too deeply, a story that doesn't quite line up. And once that process begins, it can't be stopped. Beth and Rip know exactly what would happen if the truth about their past actions ever came to light. This isn't gossip or scandal, it's leverage, the kind that turns powerful people into targets. The trailer doesn't spell it out, but the tension says everything. Someone is going to use their past as a weapon, not to destroy them outright, but to control them, to force Beth and Rip into a corner where every choice hurts someone they care about. And that kind of pressure is far more dangerous than any gunfight Yellowstone ever showed us. This is where the story shifts from survival to strategy. Beth Dutton doesn't wait for traps to close. She dismantles them first, but this time she has to be careful. One wrong move doesn't just escalate the conflict, it exposes the truth. Rip understands this too, even if it goes against every instinct he has. Violence isn't the answer here, at least not yet. The past is no longer behind them, it's walking straight toward their front door, and it's bringing consequences.